do things sort of on the fly, guerrilla filmmaking kind of. So, you know, we get involved with the people on the streets and stuff. And Chris or Nelson McCormick, one of our directors sitting in the back, says action, it just goes. And it just kind of takes on a life of its own. And we just sort of blend in and make it happen. There's all these happy actions that happen and take place that are very real.
Yeah, we had a police dog one time, this real police dog. I thought it would be a stunt dog that would, you know, be like a nice dog that just kind of listen to events. But they were like, oh, it's a real police dog. And all of a sudden I was like really aware of
we actually work with the camera man, Jimmy, the DP, more than in a different way than I've ever worked with a camera person. I mean, he becomes a character in the show. And as we don't really block, I mean, we talk about it.
The idea for the show is to make it as spontaneous and honest as you can make it while shooting an hour drama. And we go to real locations, you know, when we can, we go to the real places. We go to
really real places.
Real places.
Places that are still open for business.
We go in and we say we want to shoot, and they say okay. And we try to really come in very small with just a couple of cameramen, a sound man. We know what the scene is. The actors know all of their lines, so that if we've got to change something that was written in the script that doesn't apply to the location that we're in, we all start from the same page and we're all in sync with that. And so then we walk in and we try to be as low profile as we can, and at least the way I directed the pilot and hope to direct the rest of the shows when TNT picks us up. We come in and we kind of just sketch it out very briefly, and Jimmy, our cameraman, doesn't use a lot of lights during the daytime anyway, and we shoot the scene. And the great thing about doing police work on the streets of Los Angeles is when people come to watch, that's okay, because usually when the cops are working on the street, people watch. So if they're in the background watching, it's good. Or if somebody walks through the scene and says, hey detective, what's going on? She says, keep moving, you know, we just keep in the scene and keep talking. So there's a spontaneity and kind of a rawness to the scenes that you see, and there's an accumulation of that throughout the episode, which I think gives its edge. The scene that you saw, the riot scene that you saw, was really interesting because that was a scene that was shot down in South Central. We did, you know, ask the people if we'd come down there, and those were all people, those were all real people that lived in those apartments there. And we came in after lunch, because I was behind that day, and we staged the sequence, and there was a spontaneous reaction from the people in the street. And what you saw was real. And nobody got hurt. I mean, we were, you know, but there's not like big cameras and cranes. It's just like those cameramen get lost in the crowd, and the people, it just becomes real, and it was real. And it was spontaneous, and it got a little dicey. We were in and out of there, and we shot that whole thing in about 5 hours. You know, we just went in and out, because it was getting kind of tense, and it was all good, but you know, I could, you know, it was hard for me to say cut because it was so loud. I'd have to run in and, you know, just kind of in front of the camera and say stop. And so there was, it was exciting. It was all good. Everybody came out okay, and it was fine, and they were glad to do it, and we were glad to do it. But it can be a little dicey, and
there's an element